Greetings, dear listeners. This is the Couch Warrior, and this is a channel and podcast update. A lot of things have been going on lately, and I thought it was about time that I got on the mic and just gave everybody a channel update. Not only do we have CouchWarriorTV to do updates for, but we've also got the Character Crusade podcast, and a lot is going on between the two. So, it's just easier sometimes to talk to you this way. So let's talk a little bit about Character Crusade podcast. We are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, which officially launched on May 29th of 2015. It's unbelievable that we're a year into this, and the success has been really amazing. We certainly appreciate all the support, and we have some really cool upcoming episodes that I wanted to share with you to prep for what's coming up. So, on Monday, we are going to be back in the studio to record episode 28, which will be released on April 29th, so next Friday. That episode will feature an interview with Darkfox 127. Darkfox, if you're not familiar, is a modder, a Skyrim modder extraordinaire, and he has built some amazing things, such as Caranthir Tower, Morscombe Estate, Merchants of Skyrim. So he has a lot of terrific mods to his credit, and I would recommend that if you want to prep for listening to that you check out his website. He's got kind of a synopsis of all the mods that he's created, and he's done some really amazing things. I think what's exciting about talking to him is that his mods have this characteristic level of detail that's really amazing. A lot of player choice and how you decorate, and all these little interesting functional details that really tend to make his mods wonderful to use. And he's had some great partnerships and so forth with Eleonora. He's done cooperative projects with her. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk to him about the mods he's created. On his YouTube site, you will also find an extensive library of creation kit tutorials. So if you've ever been considering making your own mod, even just something simple, Darkfox 127 is the place that you want to go to learn how to use Creation Kit. So we're going to be talking to him in episode 28, which will be released on the 29th of April. Okay, and episode 29, that comes out May 13th. That is our listener appreciation episode, May 13th. That episode is going to be all listener mail, the entire episode. We're going to answer every single stinking question we can that in our email inbox. So if you have a question that you'd like to get answered, if it is about the podcast, or if it's a role play quandary, or if you want to try to stump us with something, submit it to the form on the website. And if you get it in right away, we can include that in the May 13th episode. Now, I'm not sure how long that episode is going to go. We do have a huge stack of listener mail to catch up on. So, we're going to try to work through as much of it as we possibly can. Then, coming up on May 27th is episode 30 of the Character Crusade podcast. We are going to be interviewing Rycon of Rycon Roleplays. I'm extremely excited about this interview. Rycon has demonstrated some amazing talent around creating these sort of immersive YouTube role plays of not only Skyrim, but many other games. He's got a wonderful style. We're going to dig into that a little bit, learn a little bit more about him and how he does his work and what inspires him and all that kind of stuff. So Rycon Role Plays on May 27th, episode 30. Now that brings us to June. Now we have some plans for June, but we don't have any definite dates. We are going to have an Anniversary Extravaganza episode in June to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Character Crusade podcast. Now, the plan is to record that episode and live stream that episode. Normally, we record on Monday nights in an effort to try to make that date and time available to more people in various time zones. We are going to change to a Saturday recording date, and we're going to be starting, I think, earlier in the day. Right now, tentatively, what we're thinking about is a Saturday morning start at around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you can do the math there and kind of figure out what time that is in the area where you live. But we are going to live stream that episode. It will feature some chat tools so that we can all kind of converse online and you can ask questions live during the show. We're going to cover listener mail. We're going to have some special guests. We're very excited about that. So we're going to have guests coming and going throughout the podcast, and it will probably be a longer than normal podcast. So you can look forward to a lot of interesting entertainment there. And last and certainly not least, we're very excited to welcome Voices from the Dark to our show in June. If you're not familiar, Voices from the Dark, he is a YouTuber from Norway. He does these amazing Let's Plays and has created a Skyrim, kind of a legendary Skyrim Let's Play / machinima called The Adventures of Kjor, where he plays a Khajiit. He's done several seasons of that and has some really kind of interesting and sophisticated storytelling along with Skyrim machinima. He's amazing, and we are going to talk to him in June. That's going to be a particularly fun episode also. It'll be the first time that we have 5 people on the podcast at once. We are going to invite Jessa in, and she will be joining us for that interview. She's also a big fan of Voices from the Dark. So I would encourage you to go and check out these guests. If you have any questions about our upcoming schedule, you can go to our website. We have on the homepage, if you kind of scroll down to the bottom of the main section there, we've got an events calendar where we have outlined our recording dates and times and our publishing dates and times. There's also some information in there about dates when new chapters of Joe's story are going live and things like that. We're trying to really transform that into kind of a full service production scheduling system. So if you have any questions, check that out. Now, new things. We have recently launched Character Crusade Presents, where we are reading fan fiction. We have rebranded that, and we're calling it Fireside Stories. And that, my friends, is in full swing. Those episodes will be launching on Fridays on the alternate weeks to the podcast. So if you're interested in checking it out, you can go to fireside.charactercrusade.com. You'll get all the information you need there. And if you want to start a conversation with Matt about reading a segment from your story, feel free to do that. The focus here is fan fantasy fiction. So if you've written something, and it doesn't matter if it's in Skyrim, if it's in Tamriel, it can be wherever. It can be a world of your own creation. We're interested in reading it. And if you've got the material online, we will also link to it. The objective of Fireside Stories is to really try to surface a lot of the great fan fiction that is being written out there. So what we will do is we'll work with you and read an excerpt from your story, and then we will link to it in the show notes. We'll put it on our site. We'll put it on SoundCloud. It'll go to iTunes, all the different places where our podcast goes, and, expose a wider audience to your written material. So that brings me to a very special and exciting announcement. Character Crusade has formed a partnership with the Tamriel Vault. If you're not familiar with Tamriel Vault, it used to be formerly called the Skyrim blog. It's been since renamed to Tamriel Vault. You can find it by going to tamrielvault.com. It's hosted on a fairly robust system called Ning, and it is filled with tons and tons of people who are creating all kinds of interesting fan-made materials for Skyrim and Fallout, for example. So you're going to find all kinds of fan-created content, including character builds, new factions, interesting pieces on lore, tons of fan fiction. It really is an amazing site. It is chocked full of all kinds of really great content created by gamers for the love of the game and the love of the creation process and all that. So we're very excited to be partnered with them. And what we are going to be doing is Character Crusade will be bringing their content to YouTube and to the podcast. So going forward, you can look for a new playlist or a series of playlists that will begin to appear on CouchWarriorTV. And those playlists will contain Tamriel Vault features where we will pick something like, something that is a fairly interesting or popular character build, and we'll highlight it. We'll take some time to highlight it, kind of explain who made it, what it is, how it works, and then give you all the relevant links to get more information on that build and how to use it and how to interact with the author and the community. So, since we started the Character Crusade podcast, it has become more clear than ever to me just how vast, how involved, and how amazing the community is around the Elder Scrolls world. There is so much fantastic material being written out there, great discussions being had, all kinds of interesting things going on. And so the partnership between Character Crusade and Tamriel Vault, I think, is just kind of a natural fit. They have a lot of great content to surface, and a lot of that content pertains exactly to the concepts that we have been talking about all this time on the podcast and on CouchWarrior TV. So it is a really great fit, and we're definitely looking forward to, seeing that content come to the surface. Now, we are doing everything we can here at Character Crusade to put this together in the most professional and polished way we can. We really want to not only shine a light on this content, but really do it justice by putting everything that we have technically and artistically into the presentation. So we're going to be working hard on this. You'll see a lot of great content coming out. I invite you to go and visit tamrielvault.com, get signed up, check out the stuff that's there, participate in the community, post your pictures, post your stories. It's all amazing, and they are a very wonderful and accepting community. They will walk you through all the particulars of how to get your stuff up there. It's just been wonderful. I've started posting things there myself, so has Joe, and we look forward to posting a lot more. So let's talk lastly about CouchWarrior TV. There are going to be some changes coming to CouchWarrior TV. One, of course, as I mentioned, is that we'll be adding this Tamriel Vault content, which I'm very excited about. But I am making plans to diversify the content on the channel. Ever since I started the channel, people have been telling me, oh, you should do a Fallout roleplay. You should do a Fallout roleplay. Well, okay. I'm going to do a Fallout roleplay. I'm going to continue to do 5 Fables. That is my passion. That is my love. I'm going to continue to do that. But I'm also going to start exploring Fallout 4. And if you're interested, you're welcome to come along on that journey with me. I can't promise what kind of story this is going to be. I have played Fallout 3 through a couple of different times, so I have a lot of experience in the universe, but not with the current version of the game. So I will be kind of learning as I go and role-playing along the way and just kind of having fun in the sandbox to see what I can do and what happens. So this is not going to be a story in the sense that 5 Fables is. It's going to be a lot less polished, but it's going to be more of kind of an impromptu role-play, possibly more in the style that Airness Arcana was at the beginning, where we're kind of getting ourselves familiar with the landscape and the rules and how everything works, and at the same time trying to have a rich sort of character experience. So that is what we have going on, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're as excited as we are here. This summer promises to be an amazing summer, not only for CouchWarrior TV, but for the podcast. And that's really what we're most excited about, bringing all these communities of people who have amazing ideas to share is going to be extremely exciting. So with that, I look forward to seeing you on the next podcast.